Yes, dude, got scammed at the airport. $500 out of my pocket.
What happened?
Yep, got scammed so hard, dude.
You know who I think is unlocking potential, though? It's A$AP Rocky in Formula One, dude.
Oh, they're taking inspiration from people before them. Ideas are original in that how they like spur off each other, but they're never like truly original.
Because he's been making so many long pieces, he wanted to change up his style and do something different because he wanted to challenge himself. Scorsese is making 3-hour long movies and now trying to direct a 1-minute piece. Switching things up keeps things fresh.
Our boy Timmy said that it didn't feel like an ad. It felt more like a short film kind of vibe. No one wants to be sold to anymore. You want to be like, hey, buy Blue Day Chanel.
You think Scorsese's rocking Skims, man?
Yeah.
Kim's marketing for like Skims, she has all types of women. They start with like the good looking ambassadors and then they bring in the Martin Scorsese's.
Yeah, who, you know, he's good looking in his own right.
When you go with these other brands, it gives you that credibility. They go and lock in the Dodgers or they lock in FC Barcelona. And then when you're going to these athletes, it's like, hey guys, look at who we're already working with. We are not just KSI and Logan Paul.
Right.
Think whatever you want to think about them, but like we're with these big brands. And if you guys come along, we're going to even be able to sell even more of this stuff and we're going to get your whole fan base on it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 85 of the 505 podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the top brand partnerships of 2023, but I want to start this off with just the best one-handed crack you've ever seen.
Oh,
dude.
Oh.
Serious hang time on that. That was
Do you see that?
good.
Is that the standard
It's like
now?
a 6'2", huh?
I want to say that was an 8-7.
There's a den. I found
that was
a
already
fucking
there.
den.
That was
No way.
already
That
100% already there.
All right.
Chase, give it to me, baby.
For the people that are not watching, start watching first of all. Braden did a little backflip with his can, and now I feel like that's the fucking precedent. So I can do it.
Come on, baby. Give it to me.
Quick tight flip. I kind of weirdly caught it, but tight flip, dude. Tight back.
It was a tight flip. That was a tight flip. 8-3, baby.
Yeah, dude,
Come
I felt
on,
pretty
Chase.
good about it.
Come
All
on.
right, I'm gonna go speed.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
see how
For
fast
speed.
I
So
can
like
go.
up and in. Okay, go.
Kind of cheated though.
Oh, but I have a little.
Yep.
I think you might have.
I think he got it on the table.
Yeah.
What?
I
Speed cost
I
ya.
think the speed cost you there. I think you started it when it was on the table.
No, I think I was so fast that it looked like
It may
I
be.
did.
It may be. And Keon, it's making me so sad that Kosa did that. Can you open yours,
Yeah,
please?
can you do something?
I'll make up.
Dude.
Oh
my God.
Jesus, dude.
That would have been like 2 weeks in a row.
Rookie
But,
hour in the
All
corner.
right.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I just
Yeah.
want to get above a 6, maybe.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, it felt smooth, dude.
No dents.
He looks nervous.
But that's like
He's
the
so
dunk.
nervous about something. I can't
That's
see
like
it.
the dunk contest where they like go for the first attempt, they miss it, and they're like they go back.
Yeah.
Like, is it actually a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Less
just not.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
not. You know, it happens. But I'm really glad you're back, baby.
Oh, yeah, dude.
all four of us.
All
in
four of
the
us in the
lab.
same house.
Are you jet lagged at all?
Dude, I usually get really jet lagged. I got there, I landed, I had dinner, I had some soju, which I might have helped. So I was like just vibing. Went right to bed, woke up the next day, felt great. It was so weird. Then I came back and I was fine.
Dude.
I slept I didn't sleep at all on the plane. And then I stayed up for like probably 36 hours and then just passed out for like a solid 10 hours and it was fine. I got so lucky.
I think that's called being cultured.
Yeah, dude. Because I travel so much that I just don't even feel the lag anymore.
saying.
Your body's
dude.
just like, give me my 8.
Give
and
me
I'll
my
wake
8.
up.
Yeah.
I think
dude.
the more jet lagged you get, the less cultured you are, dude.
Dude, it's for the culture.
For the culture.
No, but it's dope. Cool place, Korea. So much fun. Good food. Korean barbecue slaps.
Saw some porches.
Sloss and porches. Yep, spelt it wrong, but changed it eventually. No one saw anything. Shut up. No, it's just fucking cool, dude. Like, rarely get to stay in a really nice hotel for work, and I got to, and it's so much better. That's what Braden does with the Lakers. It rocks,
It
man.
does.
24-hour fucking room
you
service.
getting into those big dog hotels. You're like, what have I been
They had like
missing?
bath salts and stuff. Ate some, dude. Had a wild
Let's
ride.
go.
Yeah,
Let's
just
go.
kidding.
Do you ever just steal those soaps?
I didn't steal a lot of stuff because I felt weird about it.
Well, no.
But
Not
usually I
not
do.
the stuff you can't.
No, I know. I meant soap. Okay.
Chase just taking pillows. Just like it's
The robe.
Yeah.
No, I didn't steal anything really. But just cool. We were right next to the 5th tallest building in the world, which I didn't realize like what that would feel like. It is so tall. No matter where you were, you could just see like it's taller than mountains. It's taller than anything in the whole world. It's crazy. But it's cool. We filmed it like this air show. Basically, we were filming for, I can say it now, I realized, An electric flying taxi is the thought.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh, you told us about this a while ago.
So that's what it is. It's a really cool thing, and it's like the interior is designed by like Genesis, the people that make the Genesis cars. So it's really like kind of luxury and cool on the inside.
You saw it up in the air? Like
No, not up in the air yet.
okay.
They're doing like flight tests right now, I think. So cool though, dude.
The picture you posted though looked so real with the jets flying.
I thought you were at an air show.
Oh, well, we were at an air show. So that's the thing. So we were filming stuff at this air show, and then there was insane fucking flying acrobatics, planes doing the craziest stuff I've ever seen. Like, a lot of them were kind of far away. At one point, one like veered off. I don't know if it was on purpose, and Carlos and I were walking to the bathroom, and we look up, and it's right over me, and I'm like, oh my God. Carlos, I'm sorry. Carlos grabs me, and she goes, ah! And like, because it was too close, where like hurts your ears, your whole body's shaking, and it was pretty fucking cool because I'd seen Top Gun, but Carlos was not about it, dude. No, it's cool. And then filmed a lot of stuff, ate a lot of food. So many restaurants, just so full of people, which was fun.
Is there a new dish that you came out of where you're like, oh, we need to get this out?
The soju highball was a cocktail that I really liked. Soju's
not food.
That's what I was eating, dude. I was just eating cocktails. No, I love a liquor that like these Asian liquors. A lot of them are like 25%, 15%, so you don't get so fucked up. So you can just have like 4 cocktails and just be like normal, and it's really nice.
That's tall guy stuff for sure.
Tall guy stuff, yeah. Tall guy highball. Whoa. But then I got the nice G90 on the way to the airport. Oh, fucking yes, dude. Got scammed at the airport. Yes, dude. Fucking $500 out of my pocket.
What happened?
Yep. Got scammed so hard, dude. Fucking you fucker. So
I thought you learned from our previous scam.
Me too, dude. So here's what happened. Your boy got scammed at the airport. I'm sitting in the lounge, and this guy who seems really frantic, and I look him in his eye, and I'm like, this guy's really struggling. He comes up and talks to me, and he's like, tells me this really long story about how he's been stuck in the airport for 4 days. And I look at him, I'm like, I really believe this man. We talk it through, we figure it out, and I'm like, dude, I am so sorry. Like, I don't really know what to do, but like, that's terrible. And then he like starts connecting with me about how he came here on like this long story about shooting a short film, yada, 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 like, but ran out of money, and like the financier paid for the flight, but he missed his flight. And I just asked him questions because I was like, if this is a scam, because I've been scammed. I told you that. I was like, I just stopped saying his name. He's literally going to murder me. Because, it's a long story. But I was like, fuck, dude. I was like,
buddy,
are you scamming me? Like, is this a scam? He's like, no. I was like, God damn it, I believe you. And then,
as if a scammer would.
And then basically he
up.
needed to get to the EU, right? For all these reasons he told me. And we tried to change the flight that he had missed. We called the people. It like didn't really work for some fucking reason. I got a little confused. But the guy was like clearly like unless it was his buddy. Yeah, and then I got scammed into buying him a flight to Milan. So that sucked. Because, dude, he was stuck at the airport. Yeah. Someone needed to help him out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I looked him in the eye, and I really believe this man. And then I sit on the plane, I start texting my girlfriend about it, and she's asking some questions that I didn't ask, and I was like, fuck, dude. And then for 13 hours, the whole plane home, I'm just pissed. I'm so pissed about it still.
The good karma's going to come back to you, though.
The good karma's going to come back.
Rock.
And I didn't want to spend that money. I
Totally.
didn't have that much money to spend. And I was just like, you know what? You really need this help. And like, I'm going to be okay if I give you this money. So like, let's do it. God damn it, though, dude. I was so pissed.
So what are some of those questions that you
that
didn't
you
ask?
would ask?
Well, she asked me questions that some of them I had asked, like, how come you don't have is there no family to friends or whatever? He told me a story about like how he had like used drugs and like they don't talk to him anymore. And I was like, you know what, like even drug addicts need help, guy. and which I believe. And like we went through so much of this fucking rigmarole, dude. And I really just trusted him. And he like knew stuff about cameras because he told me he was making a film, and I was like asking him questions. And he was telling me about the sensor size and like the Blackmagic Ursa. And I was like, okay, you know stuff. I think is what happens. He probably burnt out. He probably moved to LA, burnt out, is trying to make movies, and then started just traveling the world by scamming people. I think that's what he's doing.
And you met him where? At LAX?
No, in the Korean airport on the way home.
This is like a catch me if you can
outside of the lounge
situation.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really shook me, dude.
You met him outside of the lounge?
Yeah, I was like leaving the lounge, you know. And then I would just like, this is why we can't help people, dude. It's sad because people, when you give them some generosity, they fuck you, dude.
No, I think you got yourself some good karma
No, you
points.
good. Yeah, I think so too.
There's like a 5% chance I actually helped this man and he wasn't lying to me.
But I think
doubt it.
even if it's a scam, even if it's not, you're a good guy.
Thanks,
And
guys.
that's what matters.
Wait, but what makes you feel like you got scammed? because you bought a guy who seemingly needed
Yeah.
help to get to another place?
Yeah, I just think, yeah, exactly. I think there's a chance that he did need some help. But I don't think that it was like he was really struggling, stuck, yada, yada. I think he was just getting people to pay for him to fly around the country
I
and do
mean,
drugs.
if he did, crazy to know. Like,
And
dude,
also
think
kind
about,
of respect,
Think
dude.
about what you got to have in the brain. You got to have filmmaker. You got to have businessman.
Yeah.
You got to
he
have
had so many things,
private
dude.
equity. Like, you got all these
He had-
things in your brain
he had
to
all
say.
these things he was telling me about, and he had nailed it, dude. He really nailed it. And then I got on the plane. I was like, what if he's a fucking fugitive? And I like flew him across, and then I started freaking out, like proper freaking out for like an hour. I was like, I'm going to jail when I get off this fucking plane. But no, he just scammed my ass. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, can't win them all, dude. Can't win them fucking all.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
It is a crazy
Yeah, I'm
story.
glad it's a good story now because, like, God, I was pissed for a long time.
Do you ever feel like when you experience something wild like that in life, let's say good or bad, let's say it's bad, you got scammed, it's part of you like, fuck, but great story for the pod.
So, not that one. But the spot story that I told in the last pod, which you should check out, that the whole time I'm like, this is going to be funny to tell people later. Because it didn't cost me $500 fucking dollars. Yeah. God damn it, dude. But anyways, awesome trip. Totally worth it. Honestly, would do it again even if I knew I was going to get scammed at the end.
Well, I'm so glad you're back.
Me too.
Because we
I'm
needed
good
you
to be
back on this
All right.
pod.
Yeah, here we go. Lock it in.
So yeah, we're talking about the top brand partnerships of 2023.
Nice.
Which if you buy these products, you won't feel like you're getting scammed.
Nice.
Nice. Like Chase did.
Yeah.
But I was going through the list. I'm sure you guys took a look at the list too. And I just noticed that like the biggest one of 2023 wasn't listed.
What's Mikey, our producer, up to, dude?
Oh, Mikey, come on.
I just noticed that like the 505 podcast times Artlist.
Oh, big one.
Collab of 2023
Really big one. Yeah.
was not on here. And we got another sponsor,
baby.
dude.
Let's go.
The boys are moving up.
Let's go.
Kean's clapping just for food. Kean's just thinking of a
Dude,
Chipotle
listen,
back there.
we
Oh,
might
yeah.
even upgrade you to
First class.
Yeah.
Whoa,
It's not-
Chase.
we're going, me and Kean are going to Oregon next week. I sat his ass at the back of that plane.
The fucking guy that scammed me, I'm picking his fucking, he goes, I like the aisle seats. And I said, it's $43 for an aisle seat. I'm not picking a seat.
Middle.
Dude, beggars can't be choosers,
Dude,
man.
we're heading to Oregon next weekend.
That's so fun.
We got flights.
Oregon's looking good, dude.
Yeah,
The
we're
Ducks are
looking
looking
good,
good.
dude. Keon and I are gonna do some out
so
and about,
fun,
and,
dude.
we're
You're
gonna
gonna have a
we're gonna
blast.
tear it up. But on the topic of Artlist, dude. Okay, listen. Here's the deal. Because a year ago to the day, I went and looked. I had a huge problem happen.
Mm.
So I was working with this brand, right? And they were like, hey, pick out a song. And I wasn't using the best music licensing platform, which is artlist.io.
Yep.
I was using another one. And so
Terrible
I
choice.
buy this song on the platform and I use it, right? I have a subscription to this platform. I use the song in the video. They love the video, right? I'm not being paid a ton for this video, okay? And I go look and they go, we'd love to go forward with that song. Can you purchase it? I go, yeah, no problem. It's gonna be
Right.
like $5, $50,
Right.
right? It was $1,500 to
dude.
buy the song. Did I have that in the budget? Ask
Too
me.
much.
Ask me if I had it in the budget.
No, it was the budget.
It was the budget.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the budget. And so I literally almost lost money on this job because I'm stupid and I wasn't using a music licensing platform that is covered by everything. So what's really dope about Artlist, okay, let me tell you, you're covered for commercial use. You're covered for music videos. You're covered for anything corporate, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Dude, you name it, the list goes on. Apps. They got you covered, okay? It's a one-time fee. If you use our code down below, you're locked in and you get 2 months free with your subscription to Artlist Max.
Not just 1 month. You're
Two.
talking about
Wow,
two?
that's crazy.
Double it and pass
That's
it on to the
six
next.
of the year, dude.
Double it, pass it to the next rock.
Artlist Max, like the stock. and
Yes.
It's so good, dude.
Yes.
And I feel like I keep talking about this because I keep thinking about it. But one, it is the best looking stock that I've used. Like it's very cinematic. It's
Stock footage.
Stock footage. Sorry,
Yes.
it looks awesome. Like
Yeah.
it's all shot on like reds and Aries and like beautiful stuff. Then they have the sound effects powered by AI that like get to tell you what you should use sound effect wise for that stock clip, which is crazy.
Insane.
You have like a beautiful like person typing a keyboard. Maybe it's like even a cool like, probe lens shot because they got stuff like that. And then it's like, oh, here's some sound effects, keyboard typing, screen illuminating. It's like, how did you think of that?
You want to automatically take your boring ass talking head videos
Oh
and
my
take
God.
them to level 10, go download some sick stock footage. Your videos will automatically get, 8 times sicker. And use some sound effects while you're at it because it's 50% of your whole video,
Really is.
Lock
Yeah.
in, dude. Lock in.
I also would say that, maybe you guys aren't at the level of someone like an ASAP Rocky working with Formula One. And Puma.
Yeah.
But to get to that point, you're going to have to make some videos. And in those videos, you're going to need music and you're going to need sound effects.
Yep.
And Artlist is going to be your best bet to be able to like level up and get to bolder territory.
Yeah. Lock in, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Lock in. Link in the description.
Yeah.
Get in there, dude.
Real quick.
Yeah,
You know,
tell me.
we are talking about, you know, brand partnerships. And I recently locked in a pretty cool brand partnership with Sony.
Oh,
Come on.
Heard of
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Heard of it?
Know
Yep.
'em?
So they've been watching the pod. They've been loving the content lately. And, you know, first they invited me to Sony Cando, which is great.
Bandcamp.
And then I wake up to an email being like, hey, Kostas, do you want to review the new Sony A7C2?
Oh, fine.
So I'm making some content for them, right? Now,
Tech reviewer.
do you remember when you guys would watch like commercials when we were younger and it was like a new toy and they were like batteries not included?
Yeah,
You think, what the fuck,
annoying.
It's
right?
ridiculous on
So-
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable,
Yeah,
right?
that is so annoying.
So what's cool about Sony is that they do include the batteries,
Sick.
but what they don't include is a memory card.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the memory cards that you need to be using though with these Sonys are Lexar.
You got to go big. You got to go
Keon,
nice.
can you actually throw that on the table to me? Yeah, watch this cat.
No way. Oh, just a fluttering.
I'm just gonna pass this over.
Actually, if I could
Thank
get
you.
it past. So here's the thing. I lost my Lexar card. So if I actually get it,
just pass that over to
oh,
you.
we're doing like a communion thing. We're all going to go in circles and shit.
Dude, a nice little V90
Ooh.
128
Oh, God. I
gig,
could really use that
Come on.
card. So if you could just,
300 megabyte read write speed.
that's
So-
actually what my R6 needs. So
I-
if you could just.
I've emailed them.
This one's
you know,
from me,
I've
actually.
emailed them
Oh,
10 times.
Yeah.
And we're clean out of cards. We're clean out of cards.
Well, it's crazy because I now have three Sony cameras and I need a memory card for each one, which is here's the thing.
Yeah.
Sony's been like
three.
Sony's been like hounding me, like, where's the review? Where's the review?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't have another
I
Lexar
got you.
card, so I couldn't record anything because batteries are included, but the Lexar
Right.
card isn't.
Yeah.
And so now I can finally film the review. So
Really,
thank you.
really happy I
Right.
got you. With
So
that.
my R6 does need one of those. I did lose one. I saw on the podcast Instagram. Yeah, podcast Instagram. There's a video where you put all the cards on there. A lot of them, dude. Didn't see one of those go into my Pelican case.
Just
though. It's funny.
divvied up to the corner and the.
Yeah. I got three. I got three.
Yeah, it felt like it, dude. Kian, how many cameras you got?
Yeah, I don't even take videos, but I got a few stashed in my crib, but
God damn it.
didn't bring them up today.
Kian's
so.
just using them for aesthetic purposes in his crib. But anyways, yeah, if I could get one of those, that would be cool.
I'm gonna put in a good word with our buddy.
So I'm not gonna get that card though that Kostas has.
No, that's gonna be his. But
because
okay.
they sent us some, and yeah, Brain will hit our
I'm
guys.
gonna send. I'm gonna
okay.
send it to
But
him.
if you use our link in the description,
Oh,
it
sure.
might come sooner.
What do I get off? Do I get
actually
anything?
think it's just more morale boosting.
Oh,
So
better,
if you
better,
just
better.
get that, use that top link over there. That'll get you a new card, and I'll talk to
Dude,
him.
the thing I like about Lexar actually is their Instagram page is fucking dope.
It is
They
a good
repost
page.
really cool stuff.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
like a
good page.
great like photography page, really.
They're like the
Rad.
most, I would say, like creator focused, like memory card company,
Yeah,
like that I've seen.
yeah, and they crush it. They really
It's great.
do, actually.
I will also say, like I mentioned earlier, I have like multiple Sony cameras, and another one that I have is the Sony ZV-E1. And the thing
It's
is,
like the little one, right?
yeah, I also have the A1, which is like the
take
flagship
micro SD?
one.
You could probably just give me that
Well, anyways,
regular one.
so I went to go record some stuff, and I was going to use my CF Express Type A card, and I went to go plug it in, and it doesn't actually take a CF Express Type A card because the camera doesn't actually shoot 4K 120. So I learned that, and I say that to say that like you have to choose your memory card wisely because certain cameras need certain memory cards to be able to unlock their full potential.
Totally.
But if you're not using a camera that has like 4K 120 and you're not a big time boulder like your boy, you might not need to get the CF Express Type A.
You know who I think is unlocking potential though? It's A$AP Rocky in Formula One, dude.
Oh,
I'm looking at brand collaborations of 2023. Right, we're going through them.
Yep.
And I see Formula One being one of these brands
brand.
that's
Really popping off,
starting
dude.
to come over to the U.S. Right, we got
Right.
partnerships going in Austin. We got
Yep.
something coming in Vegas.
Yep.
And then Miami.
Miami.
Then they get bored and they say, hey, how can we take this level 14? You
Right.
know, and we're gonna call in one of the hypest, coolest people on the planet, A$AP Rocky. And so they do a partnership together, right? So you have Puma, you have Formula One, and you have A$AP Rocky collaborating.
Wow, dude.
What is just a triangle of awesomeness.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, guys. It's coming to you. It's coming at every angle, and I also think that he really hits everything, right? So he's super fashionable. He's an amazing rapper. He's got these crazy music videos. So not only do you get someone who, you know, is interested in the sport, who is a fashion icon, you have all this cross section happening. And I think it's going to bring a ton of new fans into F1 because that really is the goal with something like this.
Totally, yeah. F1 wants more fans, like the ASAP Rocky pull, and then Puma wants, one, his awesome creative direction, and two, like his pull, and he wants to be in partnership with two rad brands, so it just totally makes sense. I bet he also can drive a car really fast. Just a thought.
There's actually there's a video of Tyler the Creator and ASAP Rocky, and one of them doesn't know how to drive. And it's so funny because one of them
feels like Tyler
is
the Creator.
clowning the other one.
That's funny.
So it would be so funny if ASAP Rocky's the one who doesn't know how to drive but has the F1 partnership.
Right. Got you, dude.
Because of them, We Can did a good blog about this. So we're going to read this right from their post. So the Harlem native will help design capsules for the collection, which will also help to set the tone for Puma's new seasonal offerings moving forward. In addition to the clothing, Rocky will also bring his fashion knowledge, style, and cultural expertise to the partnership to help create visuals and video content for the rollout, including a special campaign highlighting American color culture and its impact on fashion and streetwear. So dude, you're getting everything here, you know, and the whole point of when you look at different brand collaborations, whether it's in beauty, whether it's in cars, whether fashion, whatever, it's usually always for either awareness or to get new people to come into this thing. And with this, I think you're going to actually get other people that typically wouldn't watch F1, right? If you're an F1 guy, right? Yeah. You're an F1 guy.
I am.
When you get a guy like ASAP Rocky in this campaign, I think it highlights a few things, right? He's amazing at music. We're going to get some fans in music. He's also going to bring a more diverse group of people, I think, that are going to start watching F1.
Totally.
And that's going to broaden the fan base. You're going to get people, you know, that typically wouldn't watch F1 to get involved and maybe, you know, oh, okay, I love ASAP. Let me check out this, you know, this new sporting event.
Yeah, it's so clever because I mean, F1 broadly European, right? And that's where like it was huge for a long time. And then they expanded races to Asia. Now they have a ton in America too. And now it's like the Americans that watch it though, it's like either like sport heads that just like love sports and want another sport to watch, you know, especially because it came back in 2020 first. So like all the Americans like, fuck it, I miss football. I'm going to watch F1. But mostly just like white car dudes, you know, kind of a vibe. Not what we're getting with ASAP Rocky. We're totally getting like a new, because there is a culture to F1 that's like unique that like he will be able to tap into, and I feel like expose a lot of people to like a pretty interesting sport.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had him here to ask him, you know, his thoughts, and maybe one day we will have ASAP on the pod, but he does have a quote from that same blog. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it. ASAP Rocky says this: working with brands as iconic as Puma it's now Brandon.
ASAP Rocky says, working with brands as iconic as Puma and innovative as F1 has been truly inspiring. When the world sees what we're doing, I believe a shift will happen with how brands approach taking risks and working with diverse creatives. Now, he's a huge celebrity, right? ASAP is massive. We could show most of America ASAP Rocky and they're going to know exactly who it is. And I think when you bring him in, it becomes more relatable because other people that have no idea or even care about F1, they might watch a match. And if you watch a match or you turn on Netflix and you're like, Drive to Survive, ASAP Rocky is partnered with that. Let me check out this show, which is an amazing show, by the way.
Right. More relatable than like Max Verstappen, who looks like a fucking sloth and sucks, you know? Dick Stappen for short. No, but he is. Yeah, he's just more relatable. And you don't know, like a few F1 drivers are now like popping off as celebrities in America, which is funny, like Daniel Ricciardo, like Lewis Hamilton, obviously. But yeah, like even the biggest drivers, you don't really know their faces. You know, you wouldn't be able to pick Max Verstappen out of a lineup, but A$AP Rocky is huge and it brings awareness, and that's important.
I also think what you get with A$AP, and I think a reason why Puma wanted to bring him on, is like he's been building his brand as a creator for so long, and he's worked, you know, on smaller levels, like creating or directing commercials for Beats, I believe he's done, and you know, he's obviously such a like fashionable guy, but he's gonna now take like his style and bring it to Puma. And I feel like as creators, this can sometimes happen when someone stumbles across your work, right? They see a video that you made and they bring you on to create a similar type of video or take similar styles or take a similar type of photo for their like brand campaign. Is like, I think that's why it's so important to try to be unique and try to find your style, which takes time. It's taken A$AP Rocky 10, 15 years to land this specific collaboration, but he's built his own style. And the biggest people, the biggest creators, the reason why like they're so successful is because they have their own style, which allows them then to lock in bigger partnerships.
Yeah, and you see it right now with everything that we put out. It's like it's practice. It's practice for when the big players do come, and you're like, hey, just like Lexar and Artlist, right? We've been building this show. We've done it for 85 times. It's been practice for now when the brands say, hey, we would love to collaborate with you guys. It's like, well, we've already done the damn thing 85 times.
Right.
We're pretty good at it. And so
85 times, still can't read.
Come on, baby, we're learning. Progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
Or, for example, Lexar, they like working with us because we have a podcast, and they haven't partnered with someone who has a podcast before. And so it's like, that's kind of like a new and fresh take on talking about Lexar and being able to build up their like brand in a fresh way that only we can bring.
All right, pioneers, dude. Yeah, it's cool. I saw some photos. I saw like the pants with the F1 stitching on that he was wearing in one of the photos. Well, fucking rad. I'm going to buy those if they come out. But yeah, they're making cool because Puma's pretty nostalgic, and he's kind of like revamping it and bringing light towards like a new, like kind of exciting brand in F1. And it's just, I don't know, it's dope.
Yeah, it is dope. And we also got another crazy collaboration that's going on right now between a guy who just put out one of the biggest movies of the year, Martin Scorsese. So he's got a movie now out called Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm gonna go check it out this week.
Still haven't seen it somehow.
Pretty excited about it. But he did a collaboration with Timothée Chalamet, and so they did this with Chanel, and it's a narrative piece, a narrative perfume commercial. Not out yet. I could only see and find teasers. We're all searching for days.
Super annoying.
Yeah, to try to find.
Let
but it's different because Martin makes movies, and so this is totally different from what he normally does. And so he talks about it, and they did an interview that was awesome. They did a sit down, and he was saying how this commercial is so different than the movies because every single frame of that minute matters. And where you got a 3.5 hour long movie, you can afford a couple, I wouldn't say mistakes, but mistakes. You could have a frame. You could have a frame last a little long, or you could have something be short. And it's like, okay, well, we have time to kind of like get back into the moment here. Whereas like with this perfume commercial, he said it was one of the most difficult things that, he had done, which is crazy.
Yeah, because he's done a lot. But yeah, he's right. He drags. He goes 3 hours. To put it in a minute or 2 minute is pretty insane. I also saw that they drew inspiration from Fellini. I think his movie Toby Dammit, which is, Fellini's dope, one of the GOATs. It's crazy to think that like Spielberg, who is, you think of as like an older, like been making movies forever. They're taking inspiration from people before them, and Fellini was taking inspiration from like silent films before him. And like, it's just crazy to think about, like, ideas are original in that how they like kind of spur off each other, but they're never like truly original. And even them are like, yeah, that's what we're doing. And we're bringing that to a Chanel commercial, which is cool.
I also think if you're hearing Scorsese, the GOAT director or one of the GOAT directors, talking about that he's taking inspiration from somewhere else,
right?
You should also be taking inspiration from other places and bring it into your own art. Like, don't be afraid to look at other people's work and be inspired by it and pull inspo from other people's stuff, bring it into your own work, but just be careful not to copy.
I think one of my old people I used to work with had this saying, and he was like, if you can pull 1 to 2 things from things that inspire you, you'll never get called for copying, obviously, unless it's the exact same idea. But, pull 1 to 2 things from all these different people that inspire you, and you put it into your work, and then your style will kind of come from all these different inspirations that you enjoy or things that you're about. And like, it doesn't just have to come though from movies. It could come from music videos. It could come from a commercial or a sports video. So really try to look and play and like look at vloggers, look at what every creative person is doing, and try to put those things into your work, and you'll come up with something so different than you ever thought you probably were going to come up with.
Also, going off of style, I thought it was really interesting because of course Scorsese was talking about how like, because he's been making so many long pieces, he wanted to change up his style and do something different because he wanted to challenge himself. I feel like if you find your style or you make a certain type of video, you can get really comfortable in making that because you're like, it's easy. I know what I have to do. I felt that when I was shooting concerts. It's like, I know where I'm going to stand. I know like my flow, and I'm probably going to get some good photos, but they might feel similar to what I've already gotten before. Switching things up and making something, maybe you're just used to making short form content and you're used to making 30-second videos, try making a 10-minute piece.
Right.
In the opposite way that Scorsese is making 3-hour long movies and now trying to direct a 1-minute piece. I think switching your style up, and it doesn't have to be as crazy as that, but switching things up keeps things fresh.
Which, how cool is it too? Because homie is old, right?
Yeah.
He's like probably in his 80s, I think.
I'm going to look. Keon, can you look up how old Martin Scorsese is?
And he's still trying. He's like, I'm gonna try this new approach to this. He's still like, and that just shows why he's successful, because clearly fucking loves it, dude.
Yeah.
He's loved it for so long that clearly it's just like in him. But how cool is it that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to change it up this time.
Yeah, and in their interview, he was saying how, obviously you have shots planned, you have the stories planned out, but even on set, they would see things, they would try things. They're both at the tip top of their game.
Who knows what Timmy's gonna do on camera, dude?
You never know, dude. The camera might run into his chest.
Right.
You remember that? You guys remember that video?
I don't know if I have seen.
You haven't seen the BTS of Dune or something, and they're like cameras right there, and it just hits him right in the chest.
No.
You haven't seen this? Oh,
No.
it just drills him in the chest.
Does he take it like a man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He took it. Yeah,
Really?
he just boom.
Oh, nice. Dude.
Broke the mat box.
Yeah, he's like, I got you. How old is he, Keon?
He's 80 years old.
Oh,
Come on,
nice.
I knew
Let's
he
go,
was
Chase.
80s.
Come
Let's
on.
go.
Let's go. Yeah, it's amazing though, because these guys they always have a playbook, but don't be afraid to, if you see something on set and you're drawn to it, to say,
Right.
hey, let's try this, or if you have an amazing actor, be like, what do you think about this? Try those things.
But so Timothée Chalamet was asking him, he was like, it felt like you didn't even have like a plan. Everything was so like running gun compared to what you're used to. And he goes, well, no, I planned it all out beforehand. Like I knew, like, is this shot going to be moving, or is it going to be static, or how big are you going to be in the frame? So like I went in having a plan, and having the plan allows you then to like play and improvise on set. And then Timothée Chalamet was like, have you ever worked where you didn't have a plan? He's like, yeah, I've done it, and it didn't work nearly as well. So
Right.
now I come in every time with a plan.
Have you seen that? That reminded me. Have you seen that TikTok of Greta Gerwig directing that scene? And she's like, collapse over there. You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, come on. God damn it. It's going to be so awkward. It's so funny. You got to watch it, dude. It's like charming, but it's like kind of cringe. But it's a similar thing. She's clearly just like, she knows what the shot is, and she's just spitballing.
Yeah.
I think that's so important. The other thing too, though, is when you do have a happy miracle on set and you're like, this is fucking gold. Get it and move on, dude. Because we've all been there where I'm like, this is so cool. I want to film this 100 times and do 30 takes of it because it's rad. And then you just forget about the other shots.
I'm stoked to see the final, because
Yeah, me too.
Our boy Timmy said that it didn't feel like an ad. It felt more like short film kind of vibe. And I think that like no one wants to be sold to anymore. You want to be like, hey, buy Blue de Chanel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got to really think about how they're going to try to sell this like feeling and this like look, and you're like, okay, like maybe I want it. Speaking of that, I dropped mine and broke it the other day. So
Your cologne?
yeah, the Blue de Chanel is expensive shit.
Smells
You
good.
own Blue de Chanel.
Yeah, the bathroom smells incredible.
Oh, I bet, dude.
Amazing. But
What's also so interesting about a perfume commercial, you have to lean into the feeling of what it feels like to have the cologne on, because the viewer can't smell the cologne
Right.
through the video.
You think that's ever going to change?
maybe
You ever have TVs that has some scent in it?
maybe our phones just right in your eyes.
Yeah.
Isn't it known though that like perfume commercials have the biggest budgets? Like perfume.
Yeah, they're always
sure.
crazy looking.
Yeah,
dude.
we got to lock some in.
Johnny Depp Sauvage, dude.
Yeah.
Sauvage. I love those commercials. He's like taming a lion and shit.
It's like,
Anyways.
what's the craziest thing we can
Yeah,
do?
exactly.
You think Martin Scorsese and Kim Kardashian have ever had dinner?
Yes,
For sure.
I would
Because
think so.
Timothée Chalamet is now dating Kylie Jenner.
Yeah,
Oh,
had dinner.
they've had some family dinners for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Him and Corey Gamble. I love Corey Gamble, dude.
He's at every game.
Every game, dude.
You think Scorsese's rocking Skims Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, now.
Oh, yeah.
Why did they put him on the? That'd have been so fucking dope, dude. He's just kind of a little saggy, but he's
No,
tightened
but he's
up
got
on
the
the
shirt.
skim.
He could wear an overshirt. You could
Yeah,
rock the
yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
You
Well,
could rock-
it's for sure
Picture him
coming
naked.
because Kim's marketing for like Skims, she has all types of women.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
feel like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
start with like the good looking ambassadors, and then they bring in the Martin Scorsese's.
Yeah, who he's good looking in his own right. But yeah, Skims Men is dope. I'm very excited about it.
Big brand collaboration,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm gonna buy some.
Taking the internet by storm these last few days. So we got Skims making a partnership with the Women's NBA, the NBA, and USA Basketball. So they're an official underwear partner. It's never been done in the NBA.
Never.
I think it's going to be crazy because she launched it in a very interesting way. So on her Instagram, to however many freaking
Right.
followers she has, tons of them, she posted a photo of Nick Bosa, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and then our good buddy
Neymar.
Our good buddy Neymar. So we got the big three, and you're hitting every post has a different market, and so Nick Bosa, NFL, Mr. Masculine, he's
Just
like
big D lineman.
just jacked,
Also chill as fuck. Have you seen that video of him? He's like, I just want to get to the quarterback, man. He's on this. It's so funny, dude. I love him. But anyways, yeah, very different from the other guys.
Yeah, you got a totally different demographic that each one of them hits, and you got Shea, who is like a fashion icon, right?
coming
Up and
too.
coming in the league. he's a dog, and like, you know, he's doing runways as well, and so super fit dude as well. And then you got Neymar, global soccer star. So you're hitting so many different types of men that could buy, you know, Skims and wear this like athleisure, but it's more like, it's like home comfort clothing, right? What would you categorize it as?
Yeah.
Like
Home
It's
comfort.
loungewear.
It's men's loungewear.
Men's loungewear. I
Nice.
love that. There
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Bang.
You're chilling.
You're
Yeah.
chilling. You're chilling at home. Are you gonna get a pair?
Yeah, I bought in Lane a lot of Skim stuff, and I like loungewear. I'm a kind of an aloe guy right now in terms of my loungewear.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get some Skims. I'm gonna test it
So
out.
this is interesting. So Chase has bought and his girlfriend some Skims, right?
Skims
Yeah.
women.
So I was
Yeah.
doing some research, and it showed that they already knew, right? 20% of the people that were hopping on this website, which is millions and millions of men, they were men. 20% were men.
Regular Skims?
10% of the regular Skims. 10% of the customers were men buying it for their wives or for their girlfriends.
Other 10% just wanted to see the
Just
chicks.
wanted to buy. Yeah, just wanted to
wanna
scope.
see the
Just wanted to
chicks on the
scope
website.
out what's on the website.
Are you buying Lena Skims? Are you ordering online or are you going in a store?
He's ordering online.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm online. I don't really do brick and mortar much. You
Yeah.
know? Although I did once. I think I was in a store. No, I saw them in a store, and I was like, I gotta go home and buy some of those online.
Went home.
Yeah, I did it.
Have they hit you with like a promo email yet?
For Skims Men?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have like 10,000.
got your
I'm one of those
info.
10,000 email guys, and I just like I have one important email though. No, I have two important email addresses, but my Gmail, it just kind of gets all the clutter.
Gotcha.
Dude, I mean, they're going to hit a totally different demographic, you know, and it's gonna be crazy. I think that everyone's gonna be rocking Skims. We're gonna all have boxer briefs in your stocking come Christmas
Yep,
time, dude.
yep.
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah, I just feel like she's hitting a space that hasn't been tapped into yet. And that is the hardest thing to do in business or as a creator, is to like find that white space where something doesn't exist. But that's where like the biggest opportunities is, obviously. Like the reason why Skims was created in the first place is like, okay, there was shapewear, which was
It was Spanx.
Spanx,
Yes.
correct. And then it wasn't marketed that great. And she's like, okay, there's white space here because like nobody thinks it's cool to rock Spanx. You like almost didn't want to tell people you're wearing them. And she's like, I can market this way cooler and find the white space and target a whole new demographic of people. And now like shapewear is like cool to wear and people want to rock Skims. And I feel like she's doing that with Skims Men as well.
I mean, we're just gonna be the comfiest boys in all
So
the land,
comfy, dude.
God, it's
Cuddle monsters, dude.
It's insane. And also, as you guys you can relate this back to the videos and stuff and photos that you're creating, right? If you look at a space and if you got 20 photographers and we laid up all their photos and they all look the same, what we gotta figure out a way to be innovative in this group. You know,
Totally.
same with video. Like if you go look at what the best filmmakers are doing, like I mean, if you just go on Instagram or on TikTok right now and you scroll and you finally land on those great creators like Carl Shakur, guys like that, right? Their stuff is different, and it is in its own way like its own little lane of stuff, because it's like different than everything else that you're scrolling. You stop, you're like, oh, Carl posted. Let me see what he's got up to, you know? And so really try to look at this and see what she's done. Obviously, it's on a massive scale, but you can take something and do this on a much smaller scale in your little area. Maybe it's like, hey, I turn around stuff in 24 hours in my town. That's how I do things, and that's how I'm going to get business, you know?
Yeah. We have personally done it on a massive scale.
Yeah.
With this podcast. There was no podcast talking about photography, video, being content creators, my babies. You know what I'm saying?
Not that I knew of.
And we found that white space, and we decided to make a podcast that we felt didn't really exist quite yet. And I feel like people resonate with that.
Are there some now?
Yeah.
There's a
Fuckers.
few, you know, but podcasting has been innovative in other ways,
Yeah.
right? So we have two of the biggest female podcasters in the space right now. We got Alexandra Cooper and we got Alix Earle. Okay. And what's really interesting, if you haven't seen the rise of Alix Earle and Alex Cooper, you should go check them out, right? These are two huge influencers in their space. So Alex Cooper has a company. Okay. It's called the Unwell Network, and it's going to be geared towards Gen Z audiences. And so what she did when she already has big power. So she got a Spotify deal, $60 million Spotify deal.
Boom.
Okay. Insane. And so she created this company called the Unwell Network. And so what you do when you create companies is you find great people to partner with and to bring on to this company that see the vision, that align with the vision. So she sought out Alix Earle, right? Huge influencer right now in the space. She's doing amazing things. And she also got another creator called Madeline RG. Now that gal is UK based. Alix Earle is US based. So now she's hitting two
You
huge.
think that was on purpose?
I think it was definitely on purpose. Just like our other one that we're going to talk about a little later is Prime, right? We got US based, UK based. But anyways, back to the girls. So these girls are creating this company and they're creating podcasts around it. And so Spotify, utilizing Alex Cooper's already existing relationship with Spotify is going to go out and get the ads for these girls' podcasts, and they're going to help them start to promote it, which is just a big cheat code all in itself, because you already have a great relationship with Spotify. It's like, hey, come over with me. We're going to make this amazing company. We're going to partner together and we're going to reach so many more people as a team than we are going to do individually. And now, I mean, I can't even, when those two first connected, my TikTok page was just Alix Earle and Alex Cooper hanging out. It was like, oh, they're spotted here, they're spotted there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like that they're a thing now, you know? And so it's really interesting when you see what other creators are doing in these spaces and how they're, you know, taking over industries.
I also think it's really interesting how both Kim launched Skims Men and had ambassadors attached to it already, these famous athletes. And as Alix Cooper's launching her Unwell network, she launched it with the two girls. Who is it? Alix Earle and Madeline RG.
Boom, dude.
Yeah.
Rock
I
and
don't know
roll.
if there's a point there, but I just, you know, similarities. Pretty
dude.
cool.
And no, when these two pods launched though, top of the charts in their areas. We got Madeline's was huge in the UK and Australia and Canada, and Alix's was massive in the US. It hit number 1 right off the bat. You
That's
know,
so crazy, dude.
which is insane.
Knocked us off.
Knocked us
Insane, dude.
We're coming back for that number 1 spot though, dude.
You got to find your tribe though. Like as creators, you guys, I've told you this so many times, but you're so much powerful as a team than you are by yourself, and you're never going to work on $100,000 budget, $200,000 budgets, $1 million projects by yourself. You're always going to have a really talented team of people around you, and that's what happens when you bring the best people at their respective things together. You're able to accomplish greatness rather than going solo. You can go solo, dude. If you wanna go. Fuck, what is that saying? Keon, find me the saying. If you want to go far, what is it? Someone give me the saying.
If you want to go
far, do it together.
No,
If you go fast, go solo. If you want to go far, go as a group or something like that.
No, if you want to go, say it one more time. You
land the
almost had
plane,
it.
land the
I got
plane,
it from you, so I don't know,
land
but
the
No,
plane.
what-
It's,
you just said it.
If you want to go fast, go solo. If you want to go far, go as a team.
Yeah, if you want to, that's just
it's good.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tomato potato, you know.
You
but
landed that.
yeah, we landed
totally
that.
crushed it.
You know,
I get it.
the
I know
jet-
what you're trying
The
to
jet
say.
had one wing off, but we came in.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting that Alix Earle was probably getting approached by a ton of different people trying to offer her podcast deals. Like, obviously it makes sense for her to get a podcast or to make a podcast because it's the hot thing, right? And so she's probably getting approached by a lot of networks being like, oh, we can do this, 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 and this. What they probably didn't have was someone who actually built the podcast themselves, aka Alix Cooper. And I think it's important that you find a mentor. Like, sure, these other networks could help her build, you know, her podcast and get her brand deals and all that kind of stuff. But what Alix Cooper can offer is proper mentorship because she's done it herself. And I think, like, if you have a mentor that can help you, that you can ask questions with, like, it helps you grow so much quicker than trying to figure it out all out by yourself.
Dude, you can now pay to get access to things that you want to learn. It's like, even when we started, dude, we had to learn on YouTube University. How many people are offering things that you can just buy, sound effects, you know, like down below.
Right.
You can literally get things that'll just 10x your trajectory, and it's actually insane right now. You know, seriously, DM people, you will be shocked. You DM us, we respond, but you'll be shocked at who you hit up that'll actually respond to a question you have. I've asked so many questions that tons of people in the space have never answered them, that sometimes you get that 1% and they're bored that day and they'll hit you back and you're like, yes, dude. Christian Guzman answered my DM on a story the other day.
No joke. I've gotten multiple DMs asking about how to run a podcast now, which is kind of ridiculous. But
Let's go.
But now I'm making some new friends in the DMs.
Come on,
so.
dude. You never know. You never know what'll happen if you just spark a conversation.
If you're gonna learn a big skill like that, you're gonna need some fucking energy. Prime is an energy drink that I don't know anything about. But people drink it, I think, right?
Yeah, it is. It was one of the biggest brands I feel like in 2023 that I saw just emerging from really thin air from the two of the largest creators in the whole world. You have KSI and Logan Paul.
It's one of the biggest. It's got to be like top 3 biggest creator-led businesses,
right?
In the
Gotta
whole
be.
world, for sure. I believe that, I know for a fact they did over 250 million in revenue,
So much.
which is just insane.
Yeah.
You can't even fathom that level of capital, but they had some insane partnerships. And when you have that much capital, and also those two boys are making shit tons of money outside of YouTube, outside of everything they do, they have so many different revenue streams, right? And so when you collaborate, again, collaboration with two huge people, you're able to bring a lot of capital to the table, and they didn't have to raise any money, which is insane for a brand like this to not have to raise money.
Yeah.
Usually what happens with distribution is you have to raise money, you have to put out a seed round, and you have to gain money from investors, and then you're able to actually go out and, make your dreams a reality. But they had a partnership with UFC, they had a partnership with the Dodgers, Arsenal, FC Barcelona, which is a soccer team, Bayern Munich, which is another soccer team, and so many athletes. You got, how do you pronounce this guy's name?
Erling
Haaland. Yep.
Erling Haaland. You got Israel Adesanya, UFC, worldwide influence, becoming the official sponsor of some of the biggest sports teams in their respective countries. I mean, it's insane. They're tapping into so many different markets. And like Gatorade, right? It's the same shit. You've seen the commercials since we were like 10.
When I was a kid, we called it Gatorade, That's what they said in those commercials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Old school,
they're,
baby.
They're marketing different commercials to Wisconsin.
No, man, you remember that ad? It was a big ad, Keon. You were probably too young.
Florida
Call it
Gators.
Gatorade.
Yeah, we called it Gatorade.
Yeah.
And then, they just do the same shit kind of over and over again. Dude, come at us.
And so Prime really came in and was like, hey, we're going to shake this up. So much so that even the other energy drink companies and other hydration companies were trying to take shots of them and put them in the news for like too much caffeine when they had the same amount of caffeine, which is really funny. So they were trying to hurt some feelings. But you see, this partnership, these two boys are already massive in their spaces. But I think when you go with these other brands, Coast and I were talking about this before the pod, it gives you that credibility, right? So they go and lock in the Dodgers, or they lock in FC Barcelona. And then when you're going to these athletes, it's like, hey guys, look at who we're already working with. We are not just KSI and Logan Paul.
Right.
Think whatever you want to think about them, but like, hey, look, we're with these big brands. And if you guys come along, we're going to even be able to sell even more of this stuff, and we're going to get your whole fan base on it.
Especially because KSI and Logan Paul have been doing the influencer boxing, right? And so they're thinking, or I guess they're marketing themselves as like, oh, we're like legit athletes because we're doing this influencer boxing. And a lot of people, it's very split. It's like, okay, yeah, I do look at you as like, I guess, an athlete now, or, no, you're not really like a legit boxer. So having a hydration beverage and trying to market it as someone who people are really looking at as like not traditional athletes, you get credibility from like the athlete world if you're partnering with the biggest sports teams in the world.
Totally. Like, it wouldn't have made sense for them to come out with this if they weren't doing that, probably, right? If there was like, oh, why is a random influencer that like talks about random shit telling me energy drinks? But like, oh, he probably, knows a lot about nutrition and fitness or whatever the fuck, And I feel like it helps a lot.
Totally. And right now you might say, hey, I'm working for, mom and pop shops. I'm making $100 for these videos, these photos that I'm taking. How can I, put this into what I'm doing, right? Every single brand that you work with, every time, is building up, one, your name and your credibility, right? And how you operate on a shoot, whether it's good or bad. And so every time that you shoot, you're slowly chipping away to working with a bigger brand. And once you do get one of those big names under your belt, you can go parlay and say, hey, Kostas, I'm now working with these guys.
You gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, you want to work with me? And they're gonna be like, yeah, oh my God, you've worked with them. I know that brand. I've heard of them. And like, if you go on most creators' websites, they usually have a list of brands that they've worked with, because that gives, credibility to them. And so it shows another big agency or a brand, and they look at it and go, well, this guy's done work with Adidas, with Nike, with, Lexar Memory and Artlist. We're going to lock them in.
Right.
We're going to lock them in. We want this deal, And so every time you do work right now, treat it like you're getting $1 million, like it's the biggest brand deal you've ever got, because then when that brand deal does come, you're going to be prepared and the moment's not going to be too big.
Right. Speaking of someone that's the moment's never too big, LeBron James, dude. Big brand, big brand. Came out with this awesome fucking commercial with Beats that we just group viewed for the first time together. Well, as a team, It's so good, dude.
It's amazing.
It's just so good. That's all I really had to say, Boom.
What I thought was so interesting is you think of video, the first thing that comes to mind is the visual component. Right. And I would argue that the visual component was like the least strong part of this commercial.
It just didn't matter that much.
No.
It
Yeah.
seemed like, I mean, it was just the audio. The audio was insane.
The audio, I've said this before, the big four, okay? You got video, color, audio, story. That is what makes a great video right there, the big four, okay? With this one specifically, with a Beats partnership, what do you think should be something important they hit on with Beats?
Let's see. I use Beats to listen to stuff.
So audio.
Audio would be good.
Audio hits my brain, right? It's one of the most important things in a video, and I always critique this. If you send me a video, I'm like, yo, where's your sound design? What are we trying to tell here? Because the audio can drive the narrative.
Right.
Similar with like most of my sports videos, if I get good announcer audio, that drives the whole narrative of the video, right? And so in this video, you have Savannah James, and you also have
Erling Haaland's dad.
I can't pronounce his name. Erling Haaland's dad.
I'm going to guess his name is Gustav. Gustav Haaland.
That's a good guess.
You got Irving Haaland's dad, who's also one of the people that
Irving Magic Johnson.
Irving Haaland.
Erling.
Oh, you said fucking Irving just
No,
now.
you did. The first, and then we slammed you for
okay.
it. Yeah.
Erling
Land the plane.
Erling Haaland's dad is one of the other people that is actually voicing this over.
Yep.
And so you're seeing this like juxtaposition of someone that is a top dog in football, soccer, and you're seeing someone who's a top dog in basketball. And so his wife is narrating it, his dad is narrating it, and it's talking about like everything that these people say, everything they're going to talk to you about, and it drives this whole video, right? And the sound design is incredible, the audio is great, and you really have something to latch onto. It's not necessarily like you're saying the shots aren't anything crazy. They're in their house, you know, for the most part. Few shots in the bedroom, in that bedroom, but like nothing to where you're like, that's the craziest frame I've ever seen. The audio and the story is just so good, and it gives you something to latch onto. Just because also, and you're seeing these subtle Beats shots all laced throughout the video. It's not like, hey, buy Beats. It's like, oh, LeBron's wearing them. Erling is wearing them. Thank you. And it just looks amazing. So you see this back and forth cutting. There's nothing too crazy. Also, no crazy effects, which you don't need. You don't need crazy effects. You just need a good story, some good audio, good video, and good color wrapped in a bow.
It also, it gets wrapped in a bow because the whole message is like, do it again. And I love, like, you just have a clear message and then you leave it feeling like, oh, I gotta go conquer the world. It's like, it's so important to have a kind of say something with your videos. And I feel like they did a really good job with that.
I love that the top comment was, it's about to make me go drop 60 at LA Fitness.
Exactly, dude.
Come on.
That'd be so epic,
Hit
dude.
some home runs in softball.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Fucking catch every field. Fucking shit, dude. God damn it. Catch every pop, fly, and kickball. Let's go.
Come on, baby.
I don't really play sports anymore.
It really hit me that I don't really play sports when the guy at Monarch was like, so what physical activity look like every week? And I'm like, well, I play softball. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
come here, bro. I go to the gym.
yeah, I go to this gym, dude.
Right.
Come on. Keon, give me the quote of the day.
I got you with a little quote. Quote of the day, quote of the week, whatever you need. Enjoy the little things. For one day, you may look back and realize they were the big things. Robert Brault.
Gee, thank you, Robert. This is episode 85 of the 505 podcast. If you're still here, rocks, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you all next week. Peace.
I appreciate Braden being like the little things, you know what I'm saying? The little guy. And maybe I'll look back at like 80 and be like, he was actually kind of big.